the mirror. Okay, so I think I somewhere in here had a view of that car. Now where is it at? There it is. Okay, so there's the car, and you can see the mirror is pretty simple. So I'm going to try to do one similar to that. Okay, so basically it's going to start off small and then go to a larger to a part there, and then probably balloon into an even bigger part. So I'll try to do a sweep for like the stem and then part for the mirror and kind of show you that. And then you can do however you want, but it does need to be you do need to make a sweep somewhere. You could also do a wing, or you could do an exhaust along an edge for a sweep. Okay, a sweep is just a profile that follows a path, and they're two different drawings, and usually the path is on a perpendicular plane to the profile. Okay, I'm just going to kind of freehand mine, and you're welcome to do that too. So I need a couple planes to start out with. One has to be roughly where that where it's going to cut through the body, and I'm going to go up to the stem of the mirror. Okay, so I'm basically going to go over here and find my standard planes that I was using before. Is that the bottom one? There's the bottom one. So I'm going to use the bottom one and bring it up to the right height for the base of it. Okay, it's kind of a nice, easy way to do it. So I'm going to do offset from plane. I already had that pick, so it went up there. We'll go to the right view so I can see where I'm actually going. So this is similar to what we've done before. Surprised that's not right on the bottom, but anyway. Because my wheels were in there or something. So I'm going to bring it up there so that the base is at least a little bit inside the vehicle, okay? Because I don't want it to be floating in air, right? And then finish it. So that's where I'll draw the base. Do sketch. I won't be able to see it because the car body is going to mess it up. So I'm going to right click on there and do slice graphics. F7 does the same thing. Now it's kind of hard to do for this way because you're not really sure where it's at. But I remember this shadow was about where it was. And you can go back and forth if you're not sure. So I'm going to go back a little bit. Yeah, right about where this shadow is where it needs to be. Okay. Because if I don't do slice graphics, whatever I'm drawing is going to disappear underneath that car probably. So I don't know. It wasn't very big, but it was kind of shaped like, you know, maybe a small ellipse. So I'm going to draw a small ellipse on there. Like that. Okay, and that's my profile. I'm just going to move that along a path. So that sketch is finished. Okay, but you can't see it in there, but it's right around there somewhere. All right, now I need a perpendicular one running through that. Okay, and that gets kind of hard to see, so I'm going to switch my view around, go to visual style, wireframe. Okay, now I can see that sketch real good in there. Okay, so now I need like I said, a perpendicular one going through there, so I'm going to move it over to 3D so I can see what I'm doing a little bit. And I'm going to find the plane that divides it in half, okay, which is, I guess, the YZ plane. See how that's dividing it in half? And I'm going to move it, so that's perpendicular to this one, right, to this plane. I'm going to move it so it goes right through the middle, or close as I can through the middle of that sketch I just did. So go back to 3D model, plane, offset from plane, which you guys should be pretty darn good at by now after all that, right? And I'm just going to drag that middle plane so it hits that. But I had to be in the hidden line so I could even see it. And I've got all my sketches hidden and all my images hidden, so nothing's getting in my way at this point. That's a little bit too far probably. Trying to get it right smack in the middle. It'll work a little bit better. All right, that's good. I'm going to do a sketch on that thing. Now maybe I should have gone to the hidden in the first place instead of done that, doing that, instead of right-clicking and slicing it. Maybe I should have just gone to the hidden view and you can see it better anyway. But, all right, so now I'm going to try to do a path of that. So I'm kind of guessing a little bit here. You can always come back into these sketches and change it. So I wanted to start out wherever that sketch is, and it's not snapping to it very well at all. So I'm going to project that, project geometry. And I'll just project that line right here, or that. It's kind of locking up a little bit right there. So now I've got a line right there. I can turn it a little bit. I can probably project that point even. Project geometry, and see if I can get that point. This doesn't want to do it though. Got all kinds of things projecting, but none that I wanted, so undo some of that. All right, so I've got the line there, which is close enough. All right, so arc. I'm going to make sure I'm centered on that so I know I'm drawing pretty straight into it. And it should snap to that line at least, and I can guess where it's at in the middle close enough. It'll still work. Okay, and it doesn't like real crazy shapes, so you don't want to bend this thing around in a big old circle. So I'm just going to put a simple, 90-degree bend that would be similar to what you'd see in a car, something like that. Just an arc for it to follow, nothing real fancy. Okay. Finish sketching, then this thing's ready to loft, and I'll put a face on it for the mirror in a minute. So, I mean sweep. So sweep is a path going along a profile. So there's only one profile, so it found it. I'm surprised they didn't find a path. There's only one path. See, but I'm gonna pick path here. It looks like maybe it did find it. Well, no, there's a lot of other paths. I guess it's finding too much. It outlined everything, so I'm gonna try again here. Why is it not letting me select that path? There it did. Okay, I must have unclicked it or something instead of reclicking it. Okay, so now you see it's real simple. It's just the profile following the path. Nothing too crazy there. So you've got to do at least one of them, and the mirror's kind of a good one to do. You can make a shape of like a wing on the back and have it follow a path all the way across there. You know, you could do that one, or you could do a circle for an exhaust buffer coming out the top or the back and have it follow that too. That'd be another possibility. All right. And to kind of finish this thing out, I'm just going to draw on that. I'll probably just make a couple things here, I guess. If I'm going to finish my mirror here, new sketch. And okay, I'm on that plane of that. I can't hardly see it, but I'm on the plane of that mirror. Now, so I'm going to just project that. So I got to start in one, and I'm just going to loft two sketches together. So I've got that new sketch. So I did a projection of the end of that stem onto a new plane right there, okay? And now I'm gonna create another plane just a little bit away, and I'll loft those together, and that mirror be done as far as I'm concerned. So offset from plane, pick this thing, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch, 0.5, something halfway realistic. New sketch on that, and I'm gonna loft those two together. Hopefully it'll loft together, and then it'll be finished. So on that one, this will be a bigger one. It was more of a rectangular shape. So it looks like, I don't know what I've got here. I guess a 2-point rectangle, and maybe I'll put a fillet on it if I want to. I figure out where I'm at in my car here. There we go. So something like that, and then you can fill the corners if you want to. Maybe an inch or something like that. One might have been too big of a number. No, that's about right. So I don't know if this thing will loft together or not, because those are pretty close together, but who knows, maybe it will. So loft, and I did center it up real good, so pick my first sketch, pick my second sketch, and it actually went, so it hit okay. So this thing's done. So I'm gonna go to, if you got a mirror on both sides, put on here. So this is an old car, so it actually only had it on one side. You can go back to shaded with edges. It's not the best looking mirror, but not too bad for pretty quick there, okay? I need to move it over a little bit, but you could mirror it to the other side if you had another one. Okay, it looks like I probably should offset something a little bit like that second rectangle. So, but I'm gonna leave it good for now. All right, so the rest of this, creating wheels and tires, I'll show you that, what I want you to do. It's not too hard, so I'm gonna hide these planes so they're not in my way, and then I'm gonna save this. So I'm going to do a real quick wheels and tires, and I think the rest of it you guys are more than capable of. The rest of it would be create your own drawing. So the wheels and tires, what I want you to do is you bring it into the assembly. So you go to new assembly, okay? And of course save it. And I'm not going to save this one because I've already done it earlier. And then you place your car in there. So remember, it's been a while since we did assembly, but when you bring your first part in, if it's open, it'll find it, which it did by itself, and we're in a project. If it doesn't, you have to go get it. So the first piece you bring in, you right click, and you place grounded at origin, okay? And now it's locked at origin. Now, before we get into this, a couple other things you might want to do to your vehicle that I didn't say you had to do them, but any cutouts. See how I cut away the grill on the front of mine, and I also cut away the hole in the back of the Corvette right here for like the rear louver or whatever you would call that back there, okay? And of course, tires and wheels. All right, so I've got that one in there. Now, I can't see I need to see the image to be able to cut my wheels, or I can do an offset. You don't necessarily have to see it, but it'd be a lot better if I could see what the heck they look like. So typically you would want to see them. So I remember my side view, I think, is in sketch 2. I got lucky if I picked that right the first time. And everything's hidden there, so I'm going to unhide it if it lets me. Turn visibility back on. And there's my image, okay? So now if I go to wireframe, I'll be able to actually see that thing again. So I go to view, visual style, or wireframe. Now I can see, and I want to make wheels that are similar to that is all. So it'd be nice if I could see what I'm doing to get them. Now, you've already got a cutaway, ready to have a plane for your wheels right in here. You should have, because you cut away your fender wells, right? So I'm going to use one of those planes to draw my sketch on. So right now I'm in the assembly, okay? If you want to make a part in assembly, and we've only done this once, we always make a bunch of parts, but it's nice to make a part in assembly because it's already constrained to it typically when you do that. It won't spin necessarily, but at least it'll be in there. So in case you don't remember how to do that, which like I said, I've only done it once or twice, you just go back to the assembly group and there's a create button, okay? And that'll basically let you create a new part, then you'll have this kind of hidden back there. So you go to create, call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it wheel. I'm going to make it all as one wheel tire assembly. So caps lock on wheel. And make sure it's going to the right place. Mine is, okay? If it's not, hit that button to make sure it's going in the right place. And then hit OK. Now it wants to know what plane you want to put it on. Well, put it on the back side. It's hard to see in that. It's hidden. But maybe you can see it. So I'm putting it on the back side of that wheel well right here, see? So this is going to start there, and I'm going to go out from there. Okay, so that's a good place to start. Once you make one, you can basically pattern them to all four. So you only got to draw one. Okay, and then you pattern it, copy. So now I've got that plane in there. So now I'm in that part. Okay, see it says I'm in the wheel right here. I'm in the assembly file, but it started a wheel right here, and as soon as I save it, it's saving that file. Okay. And I'm going to basically, and I've got a new XY plane. It's not showing up very good. So I'm going to have a new sketch, start 2D sketch, start 2D sketch. And it's a little bitty. A lot of times the planes are super small. Where are they even at? There they are. I have to find them. See how it shrunk them way down? Sometimes it does that. But I know that plane, at least that one going up and down, is definitely the back of that wheel well because I just put it there. Now, it's not showing up very good because I've got it on wireframe and it's shaded out, so nothing's even showing up at all. If I go to shaded, I can see it better, okay? But it was hiding it so bad in wireframe, you couldn't see nothing. Now I'm going to pick on that, which is the same as this one. Problem is that if I do that, my wheel will be basically hitting the back side of it. I don't know if that's such a bad thing, because if you would 3D print this, it'd be separate anyway. So you'd separate the file. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it right on the back side of that. Now, granted, it's hitting, but this isn't super realistic anyway. It's a little bit, but not too much. Now you just try to trace that wheel and reproduce it. Okay. So I'm going to do the outside piece of rubber, and now I'm going to create a plane from that one an inch in, from however far I extend it out, and then I'll start doing the rim, and I'll do the inside rim, and then I'll do a spoke and revolve it. So let's see how fast I can do that, and then that'll be the end of the video. So I'm going to go a circle. Now it'll take more time than this. I'm trying to do it in 5 minutes, just to show you how to do it. So I'm going to put it roughly there. Now I've got to watch it because I want to, that print isn't exactly where my fender is. I made my fender bigger, so I don't want the tire going through the car. Okay, now I've got that one, so I'm going to use the same center point on this wheel. And like I said, you only got to draw one finished sketch. So I'm just drawing the donut tire right now. And then I'm going to, it kicked me out of 3D model, so I got to go back to 3D model, extrude, pick that ring, and now I'm going to go to the side so I can see how far it goes, and I'm just going to drag it instead of even typing a number there until it's as wide as I want. I guess I'll keep it out, I don't know, outside the rim a little bit, just whatever you want, okay? All right, now, you'd probably want to put a fillet on that rim so it doesn't look so stupid, right? So we go over to fillet here, and maybe it's about an inch. I'm doing this pretty quick, but so I put a fillet on the tire so it looks a little bit more accurate. I can't get the inside, other side of that without going in here, I guess. Okay, so I put some fillets on it. Now I'm going to draw a rim to that, but I want it to be about an inch in, but I'm just going to use right there as a plane. So offset from plane, pick this plane, -1. Okay, and that's where I'm going to draw my rim at, new sketch. Now I'm going to copy this rim. Okay, so it looks like it's got another donut going in the rim and then one in the center. So how do I do that? 3 circles, I guess. So I hopefully can use the same circle, center point. If I can't use this, I found it. If it doesn't find it, project it. But it found it, so I'm going to do one for the rim there. One there. I'm putting all these on the same level, finish sketch. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. So now I'm going to extrude that back the other way, roughly an inch less. So I wanted that one and that one going the opposite direction. And this is, you can do yours different too. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing mine. I'm gonna back it up about an inch less than the rim there. You can see where my fillet is, so it matches pretty good. Hit okay. Okay. So that rim's getting close. I'd probably put some more fillets on it. To draw that spoke, spoke's pretty easy. I can see it going through there. So another 3D sketch right on this thing, new 3D sketch. Some lines to match it. I'm just going to draw from right here. It should snap to there, but it's wanted to snap to the middle there. It finally went. Okay, and I'm going to project that circle so I know I've got a good closed loop finish sketch. I'll just extrude that in like 3 inches. Switch directions, take it off, cut, make it about 3 inches, I don't know, or 4. It's a spoke. Hit okay. So I'd add some fillets to that, and then I'd array it around. Okay, so array around is right here. Just grab that. There's really 5 of them, but I'm just going to let it be 6. It wants to know a circle. There's this. Oh, try again. Okay, and then I got to put the center axis, so any circle will be good around there. Hit okay. So that's pretty close. Maybe a hole in the middle too. Now, when you want to copy this, so change the colors of this to black. Remember, we did that with this little feature up here. Change the colors of the black and whatever color you want. Make your wheel look a little bit better. To copy it over, just in case you don't remember, you've got to hit this right here. This copies. Well, we're finished with this part right now, so you'd save it. Okay. And then you return to the assembly. Now, after you're back in the assembly, you copy it over. Now, and I'm making a video of all this too, because I know it's a lot of stuff. So pattern, but we've done all these items before, so that's why I figured. So I'm picking that object to pattern, pick my direction. Now I'm in the assembly again. Now it wants to know what direction to go. So I've got to find something that's straight. So I'm gonna go to my origin and find an axis that's going the right direction if it lets me. Well, maybe I can pick on one of these. There we go. I had to actually pick on the arrow for the direction. So that's going the right direction. And it's going the wrong way. So it's roughly about 100 inches, so negative 100. Okay, and there is 2 of them. And it's real close to that, actually. So that's close enough, maybe 101. Hit okay. And then you'd mirror that about the center plane, and this assembly would be done. Okay, then bring it into the bill of material, and I want you to come up with a drawing that's similar to this. Okay. I'll have this posted too. So you've got the overall sizes, the views listed, bill of material, and balloons for the tires in the car. And that's it. When you get that done, that's all that is required. If you want to do more to make yours fancier, or feel free, because it is kind of a cool project, I think. Anyway, it worked out pretty good this year. So I'll finish it up and turn it in. And we're going to be moving on next week. Okay, to make colors on those, I would probably put a hole in the center of on the first one too, just to make it look a little bit nicer. But to put colors on them, you go to basically that color image right there, and you pick the surface you want to be colored. That plane's messing me up, so I'm gonna turn that plane off. There we go. Turn that one off too. On that. Okay, so to turn the color on that, basically pick that, pick the face that I want to color. I was trying to color the whole thing. I didn't really want that. So I had to get back into that part. Now I can do it better. Okay, so I'm going to do this, I guess, hold down a control key. I would pick the back side of it too, of course. And I change it from that gray over to maybe black, right? Or I can pick one of these colors here too, maybe, but that'd probably be the best. Like that, okay. And I'd probably do the same thing to the inside, make it more of a chrome look, okay. So change colors like that. And I'd return back to the assembly. Now I need to mirror those to the other side across that center plane. So I'll just go to mirror, pick the objects, turn them to yellow so that they don't create new files. For my mirror plane, I'll pick the center, one of the center planes. That looks like it's right there. All right. Hit next. Hit OK. I've got them on all four sides. Okay. Probably a little more time to make it look a little bit nicer, right? And then put them into an assembly drawing. So you go to File, Open, and open up your template. Okay. Okay, well, I got my template. I'm opening that. Once you get your template open up, change the size of it to B or C. Okay. And then bring your views in. So you got your base view. Okay, I didn't save that, so it's not one to bring it in. Let's go find another one here. There we go. Change it to the view you want. Change it to the scale you want. More of a realistic scale. Okay. Your views in. Hit OK. Now I didn't have the wheels on there. It needs to have the wheels on there, of course. You can make them all 3D, so to do that, since it's more of a visual thing, pick the primary one, and then I'm changing the visual on it. Okay. And then you want to do your bill of material, okay, which is right there, parts list, and then do your auto balloons, okay. And then when you do your auto balloon, also do the overall length, width, height, and in the end it needs to look like this, okay. You're all finished.